Well, it creates interesting new markets, like the YouTube videos that are unboxing videos. Have you seen those unboxing videos? Well, people buy products and then they film themselves opening the products.
Uh-huh.
And they're called unboxing videos because you're
Yes.
taking everything out of the box. Because people want to know what that's like. Because that's part of the buying experience. They not only want to know what the product does, but they want to know how the product arrives
Uh-huh.
and what it
Yes.
looks like. So there's now a big market in unboxing videos on YouTube where people say, okay, I just got this box from Amazon or DHL and
Yes.
this is the new, I don't know, Samsung Galaxy mobile phone, and okay, so here we open it up and we take it out and they film themselves, and that's a new market which has grown to try to deal with this problem created by the technology. So there will always be these new markets, I think, that are growing, and the voice market is another market which is going to grow because more and more technology it's going through we started with radio, and then we went to television, then we went to the internet, and now we're going back again. It's just a circle. We're going right back to voice because people want the information, but they want to be mobile at the same time. They don't want to be stuck in the same place next to a screen. So, all technology is becoming mobile. There's, what did I see yesterday? Augmented reality between your watch and your glasses. So there's the computer I have in front of me is going to be replaced by this and this, where the watch will project the reality, and through the glasses you will see the screen and the computer. And
Somewhere in the air.
Yeah. And it will be sensitive enough for you to actually type without having a computer. You'll be able to do it in the air. Or you'll just have the screen and you'll be able to move things with your fingers around the screen and open stuff. Now that already exists. That's not prediction of the future. That technology already exists. And so that means that you won't have to carry your computer anywhere.
Yeah.
Which is great for people traveling, especially on business, right? Because you got to put your computer in your bag, and that's not cool, and it weighs something as well, and you're limited by what you can take with you to different places, and you might do some stupid shit like spill water on your computer, and
It happened in Helsinki or in Scotland?
it's in Helsinki.
In Helsinki.
Like it was in my rucksack. I had my computer in my rucksack and a bottle of water, and the rucksack fell over and the water spilled onto the computer. The computer's destroyed. It
Really?
took 1 minute. Computer's destroyed completely.
Oh my god.
I know, that's my €1,000 computer.
But were you able to, let's say, to save data from disk? Because I think this is important.
You can't even access the disk.
Any?
It's fried. The computer's completely fried. Yeah. From water. But here's point number one, which is good. 99% of my data is on the cloud.
Yeah, this is very good.
Win! 99% of my data is on the cloud. So 5 years ago, that would have been a complete disaster. I would have lost everything. But I'm using Google Documents, so all my documents are on Google. Yeah. Most of my digital work is backed up on different forums in different places. So So that's all good. I lost maybe 3-4% of my work, which who cares, right? I mean, it's just a small percentage. It's a shame, but you just keep moving forward, right? And 2 weeks later, it doesn't matter. And also, because I'm me, I have a backup computer everywhere I go. I have a second computer, so I just like, oh, okay, just turn on my second computer, and all my documents and all my data is there, and keep working. So, problems like that will not be problems in the future, basically, and so there'll be more freedom from technology.
Yes.
And not only that, because of the voice recognition stuff, you won't be pressing buttons. You'll be activating with your voice. So you'll say, you'll say what you want, and a list of options will appear, and you will be. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be really crazy, because if you're like me and you already wear glasses, it will just integrate into your world, and so you could be out, you could be playing golf somewhere, and you'd be like, how far away is that? And your glasses will calculate which club you need to use to take the next shot, right? It's going to be even more crazy. You're going to be able to replay your experiences. So let's say you go to a party and you have some fun, and the next day you will be able to play again the party and relive that experience. That's going to be crazy. Or you will be able to go to a concert, and you'll be able to show somebody else what you saw. You don't have to describe it anymore. But they will be able to see what you saw, and then exactly in real time what you see as well. And this changes the game completely, because once again it speeds up the process. It makes everything go faster, and those people who have that technology first will have all the advantages. It's mad. It's I mean, it's progressing so fast that even the people in the industry don't understand how fast it's progressing. And it's pretty interesting to see how it integrates into making things more efficient for people, how it leads to better decision making and better choices, how errors are reduced because we have more data that allow us to process everything more accurately. You don't have to ask Peter, John, Mary, and somebody else for the information and the reports. You just click a button and their information comes straight to you and is all filed and organized. I mean, that is super crazy, and there's going to be some negative effects because of that as well. But if you know what's coming, you can prepare for it.
Yes.
And this, like, you have these parents right now who they're like, oh, we don't want our children to use tablets, and we don't want our children to use technology. And I agree, limit things. I agree, limits are good.
Yeah.
Limits are good. But what do you think the future is going to be? The future is going to be those people with those skills are going to have all the advantages. So if you don't let them play with the technology, like before I left Slovakia, I gave my son a computer. Like, my son is 8, and I said, here's the computer. I'm not going to tell you anything about it, right? Here's a computer. Play with it. See what you can do. If you want to play games, okay. I think there's more important things than games, but if you want to play games and see what's on there and use that, then then do that and see. But that you have to give them the freedom to experiment, and you have to have the trust that they will be able to make the right decisions with the technology as well. So I will see the results next week when I catch up with my family. I will see what has happened. But,
how long was you without family? More than 1 month. Am I right?
Yes, 5 weeks. It's going to be 5 weeks.
Yeah.
It's going to be 5 weeks. So that's crazy. And if I go to
and currently they are living in Trnava?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if I go to America, then I will see them for 3 weeks, and then I will be away for another month or 2 months. So it's.
But it means that are you going to fly to America alone without family?
Yeah, because I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have enough information about what is about everything that will be out there, and I don't. Obviously, there will be a lot of problems to solve, and it's that's not good. You need some stability.
Yes.
If you want it, and the crazy thing is, if you want instability, the opposite, you need stability. You can't have one without the other. So they will have the stable environment, and I will have as usual the unstable environment. So there's lots of there's lots of things that are not perfect about this situation, but transitions are complicated, changes are difficult, and you just have to go with it, right? You have to go with it and see what works.
It's a bigger challenge than health thinking.
Probably, but that's my perspective now. Is the bigger the challenge, the more you grow. In that perspective, it doesn't mean it's it doesn't mean it's better. It's hard to say what is better. Better is what you understand over a long period of time. You don't see it in small parts. What is better? You see it in a bigger picture. So I don't know what is better, but I know that if you don't try to do things, then you limit yourself. You limit your own potential if you don't try. So when people offer you opportunities, it's good to take as many of them as is practical and logical to try. Because I think when you start saying no to things, it's good to say. It's very good to have borders and boundaries and say no to some things, but you don't want to fall into the habit of not getting where you need to go just because you're afraid of things that you don't know about. So it's definitely worth the risk of the experience.
Mm.
And at least it'll give me something to write about.
Good.
Right, so there will be no shortage of new experiences, which is what is very important right now is mindset and growth mindset.
Yeah.
So that you take experience and you turn it into something positive that you can share with people, hopefully generating income through work-related ideas. But just getting out of one country and spending time in another country it makes you not the same person. You're not the same person. You have to reorientate your thinking. The language, the culture, the smells, And the other thing is that you adapt so quickly. You adapt to, like, it's crazy. It's just like, imagine you have a favorite T-shirt and something bad happens to it, and you it gets destroyed, or you have to throw it away, or something, right? You know what happens? You get a new favorite T-shirt, right?
Yeah.
You change and adapt, and those people who adapt to the new situations are the people who do best. If you can't change, if you can't grow, if you can't adapt, then you cannot move forward in life. It's extremely important to be able to walk into new environments, new places, new settings, with new people, and to be able to communicate with them effectively about, whatever your business is, or whatever your interest is. And if you spend all the time in the same place with the same people, it's like you die very slowly. So it's important to keep growing and keep you're forcing your brain to make those neural connections in new ways, to break patterns of thinking that allow you to ask new questions, to find new answers, to solve new problems, to do things that we've never done before.
Mm.
And you see all over the world people not growing because they're not having any of these new experiences. And every job, every new position, every place is a challenge.
Yes.
It's something that tests people, and some people pass the test and some people fail the test. But the secret is that if you understand your experiences, you never really fail, because you don't become a failure. You take your experiences and become a better person because you know more about yourself. So as long as you're having new experiences and progressing, you never really fail, because you're always refocusing your goals to be clearer about what is possible in the future. You always, each process, every plan, every project has this ideal, perfect endpoint and goal. But what happens is that changes over time. That changes as you get new information, as you have new experience. The end point changes. And when you get to the end, what happens? There's something else. There's another project. There's another goal. Yeah. There's another target. And you can't do level 3 before you do level 2. And this is constantly happening, I think, to all people in all areas of life. I mean, look what's happening with migration into Europe right now. All these people coming into Europe with no idea where they're going to go. They have no idea about the skills, and the result is that they're forced to adapt. They're forced to find a way to survive. They're forced to communicate. They're forced to integrate into society, to find what businesses need, to create jobs. I was in the local town with my mother this morning, and my mother wanted to get her clothes fixed. There was some problem, and so she went to a little shop, and there were these I don't know, two people from the Middle East in the shop, right? Yeah. And I don't know which country they were from. Don't know, don't care. And you know what? They couldn't really speak English, right? And they didn't understand my mother's Scottish English. And my mother didn't understand them. But me, because I'm a communicator, I was mediating between them. And, everyone adapts. My mother adapts to these clients and to these shops, and the services it provides. The people in the shop have set up their business, and they adapt to the needs of the clients, and everybody changes, and hopefully everybody gets what they want in an open service industry and economy in the so-called democratic society, because people vote with their feet and their choices and their money for what it is that they want. Until things become so big that there's kind of no freedom anymore, like has been happening on the internet very recently, with a lot of websites being closed by big companies just because They don't like competition.
Mm.
The big technological companies don't like competition. YouTube doesn't like competition. Facebook doesn't like competition. Twitter doesn't like competition. Pinterest doesn't like competition. LinkedIn doesn't like competition. Which tells you everything you need to know about their plans for the future, that they don't really have any. Because they're scared that other people are going to be faster than them to integrate new technology and be better. That's why Facebook has to buy every, good competitive company. They bought Instagram. They tried to buy Snapchat. They bought the VR technology companies. Yeah. So Microsoft is the same. They try to they bought Skype because it was competition. So that's the market. But the point is adaptability. Those people with an open mind who are prepared to accept new challenges will always be able to grow and do better things in the future. Everyone else will be trapped.
Yep.
So there we go. And it's interesting to see. Everybody finds a place in the end. They find a place where they fit in and integrate into the world around about.
I have to
plug in your...
plug in. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, you're in the garden. You were outside.
Yes.
That's cool.
So I need to take my charger.